mayor has issued a null and void of all papers. So what can we do?
Well, that's what we got legal advice from. As far as with the ones who just worked last week, you know, the one that we're gonna vote on tonight. Mr. Wade down there?
Yeah. What source will the advice you receive?
Attorney Bobby Seaver. And say we would have to pay them, covered by the Department of Labor. We're just paying them once because once the work has been done, you still have to pay them. And then after this, we're gonna be looking at some more legal advice after that, moving forward.
Will this action further, will this action, if we move forward on this?
Talking about today now?
Yeah.
Also, too, that's why I was asking for Ms. Wade. Rick Howard, the city attorney, said that we should go ahead and move forward with the payment.
Okay, well, we need that in the record.
Yeah.
Rick Howard
And then, she knew about our lease, she left on purpose.
Yeah, so, we do have, ask Ms. Wade if she have a copy of that, what, Ms. Ellis has sent her.
Called me away. She supposed to be coming up the stairs.
Okay, ask her to bring a copy of that.
Calling Rhonda Wade. Mobile.
Who is that masked man?
Don't know.
Personal on you.
So do those masks supposed to protect people?
I think it makes people feel better.
It make him feel good.
Yeah, I think.
Now, what is that?
We got time. I got some,
Yeah, so,
yeah, I keep some in my purse, and I keep a can of Lysol in the car.
I don't think this affected me too much, 'cause I'm an antisocial person anyway. Y'all, I see more of y'all than me, like,
We'll call when I got stuff on my hand. So, I'm on council president, we can go ahead and.
Hello?
oh, she's on the phone.
Hey,
Maya's on here.
Yeah, she's on the phone.
but she can't be, she did not.
I checked with, Attorney Madison, she said, under this circumstance, I checked with him today.
She cannot participate by phone in this meeting.
What he said was, I checked with Major Madison today.
I beg to differ with the attorney. The law states you cannot participate in an open council meeting via telephone.
He said, as long as she can be heard. And I checked with him today at, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, the email.
Hey,
Hey, hold on.
I'm saying, we not doing this, so like this.
Hold on a minute.
That email from, what's his name? That nigga sent her
Email that nigga sent you.
about,
Man, how you gonna let folks in you upstairs?
I'm good.
Concur.
I'm going back.
I checked with her.
She gone, Nita's gone.
I'm not gonna.
No, from now
I'm
on,
not
we
gonna
gonna do,
participate in no council person right on telephone. I'm just not gonna do it.
I checked with Major Madison today.
I'm just not gonna do it, Corey. I'm just,
He did say we can do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Because when she asked me about it, that's when I checked with him about it.
I think the attorney general have a different opinion about that. I just don't believe it's legal for a person to be part of an open conversation via telephone. I just don't believe that.
Oh, you left the bill?
Has she left the building?
She's sitting outside the car. Oh. So what she just gave, that one what you was talking about?
I just need that,
He said he need the email nigga gave.
the one about Rick Howard, the one that, I mean, the one that I emailed her on
The
yesterday.
one she emailed.
And I put that attachment to it.
We will be setting a precedent.
Downstairs.
If the line
He
is
said he need a copy of it. He was somebody.
I just don't,
I did check with Attorney Madison.
I just don't, I beg to differ with the attorney. I don't think it's legal for business to be conducted in an open council meeting with a council person via telephone. It just,
Well, with this, I mean, that's what the governor said for far as with, you know, with the coronavirus going on, she sent down matter of fact, Councilwoman Jackson sent down a proclamation, something stating to that effect. Am I correct, Councilwoman?
That is if all of us are participating in
Yes.
the telephone.
Yes.
That's one thing.
Yes, and I asked him about this
But when you
situation.
have a person in an open council meeting, and another council person on the telephone, that's another thing.
Call Susan.
So she's supposed to be coming.
Calling Susan. Mobile.
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have four?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, I don't have to participate in the meeting, I can listen.
Okay. I'm waiting on Susan. I'm waiting on Susan now.
Response to COVID-19 study that we could infect.
That's what, yeah.
She said she about to send it here.
She's about to send it. We have one more.
Come to,
Unless the
Jim,
one after the hospital, we're not 6 feet apart, I didn't know how many.
That's fine. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm not.
you know, that-
And that's when I called and asked you today.
If you didn't know, Mr. President, after I was released from the hospital after 7 days, I came home past. I did not want to get returned to the hospital. My children have gone through enough, and I'm not going to put them in a position again to have them find me on the floor. And so I'm not going to do that at this time with everything going on in my weekend and compromising.
You said Susan on the way?
So I don't have to participate in that forum, but I do want to listen because it's in fact important for me to know what's going on in city government.
I got no problem with you listening, but you cannot catch no vote via no, by no telephone. It just ain't gonna happen with me. And she can't participate in it.
She said she's by the hospital. By where? She's by where?
She on Dallas.
Okay. Also, too, council members, starting in April until further notice, we will be Zooming all our council meetings. And the new procedure for that, after that, is I will give a recap of the actions taken, and I will send it to the media. Because due to the fact we may not have citizens in, but we still have a right to keep the citizens informed. And as far as with the minutes, and it may not be ready in a timely manner. So what we would do is just basically give a recap of some of the items that we voted on. And before I send it out, I'm gonna go over with the council members, email it to you, each one of you. To see if it's something that we need to add, something we need to delete before I send it to the media.
Are you gonna send us instruction on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna do a test run before we start.
All right, that'll work.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
President Wood, in the meantime of, what steps are we planning on to get this resolved about our opinion on you as the president of the, city council?
We, I will receive some additional information on that, I inquired about it. Hopefully, should receive it. I did receive some information on yesterday, but it's some further information that I will be receiving, and I will make sure that each one of y'all get a copy of it. As it relates to that.
And then another thing, we need to find out exactly, with the, Attorney General, with the opinion that they use, I thought with the opinion that they use for the municipality, government, it revolves around any, it takes a place in any city.
Is it out of mind?
That's what I was saying. So, my thing was this, it was always told to us when we were in training, if you got a situation like we have, and, the leader always refer you, if the attorney, our former attorney, used the same law book to go by the codes that, our examiner had, and, he pulled when he did the ordinance, so he had to look up that, and then he had to get the Attorney General opinion to go by.
Yeah, but you talking about, Our attorney now?
The former, not the present.
Attorney now.
Yeah.
Attorney Nunn, when he first did the ordinance for us, and based on the decision that he took. And it came out of the Alabama State law book. And he got it from the Attorney General, the information.
Okay, we do have, Councilwoman Youngblood just came in, so we do have a quorum, and Councilwoman, Jackson is on the phone. At this time, I'm gonna multitask again today, do the minutes and also, conduct the meeting. At this time, council members, we do have a quorum, we can conduct the city business at this time. I'm gonna ask if we'd be so kind, Councilman Short, would you be so kind to give us the invocation?
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we beseech you today on this glorious day that you have given to us. We look forward to your mercy and your grace. We ask you, Heavenly Father, to look down upon not only the city assembly, but the whole wide world that is plagued with this virus known as Corona. We ask you, Heavenly Father, to have mercy on us. Please, Father, let this virus be eradicated quick, fast, and in a hurry. We know that with your blessing, that we will be insulated and we will be safe. We ask you, Heavenly Father, to bless this assembly, the Summer City Council. We have been engaged in a lot of things that is just not sitting well with the citizens of the city. We hope you will intervene and look down and give us the wisdom and understanding of our legislature to do this. We know that the problems we have been experiencing will soon be eradicated because you will step in and you will make everything that's wrong, you will make it right. We're going to always lean and depend on your mercy, Father, because we're going to have to allow you to do what you do, and that is to return grace and favor to the citizen. I want you to bless each and every one of the Summer City Council, those that are present and those that are not here. We know, Heavenly Father, that we have a task, and that is the business of the people. Government exists for one reason, for the people, of the people, and by the people. And once government ceases to do that, then you have a dysfunctional government. We know, Heavenly Father, that we're doing the best that we can for the things that we have been striving with. We're going to continue to exercise what is right. We're going to continue to do what is in the messages of we the people. We're going to always ask that you be in the midst. We're going to hope and pray that you will return favors to the citizens. Have mercy on us, Father. Please have mercy on us. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Councilman LaShaw. Okay. Roll call. President Bowie, Councilman Bowling, Councilwoman Youngblood,
Here.
Councilwoman Jackson, Councilwoman Benjamin, Councilman Randolph,
Here.
Councilman LaShaw,
Here.
Councilwoman Thomas,
Present.
Councilman Johnson. As stated before, we do have a quorum. At this time, council members, you have before you the special call meeting agenda. Are there any other items that this time that we would like to add? Any other items?
Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
I would like to add a date and time where the council can address the report that was handed out by the Department of Public Safety. I think that the council need to assume a quick, fast, and in a hurry to resolve and bring about some remedies to whatever the deficiency has been noted. I think of this body, we can do that, but I think we need to do it sooner rather than later.
Okay, thank you, sir. You want to add that? That's a business.
Yes.
Okay, and I'll follow up on it. All right, anything anything else? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the
So moved,
agenda
Mr.
with
President.
the amended items from Councilman LaShaw? Do I have a motion on the floor
Yes,
by
sir.
Councilwoman Youngblood?
Second.
Second, Councilman LaShaw. Any further questions? Any further questions? Discussion? All right, roll call. President Bowie, yes. Councilman Boleen, Councilwoman Youngblood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jackson, Councilwoman Benjamin, Councilman Randolph,
Yes.
Councilman LaShaw,
Yes.
Councilwoman Thomas,
Yes.
and Councilman Johnson. As stated before, we do have the motion passed. Council members, you have before you, contracts. I think you all received first off, before I go into, the business items, I think I need to make note of the fact that there are some questions about this meeting here, the special call meeting, about the open meeting law. On yesterday, whenever we have a meeting, the media has to be notified.
Yes.
And I did send out a text, and the text that I sent out was to the media. The media that received the text, the text was Mr. George McDonald, aka Mr. Alan Powell of the Seven Times Journal, who called me and reminded me of the fact that he could not make it. Mr. Todd, WJAM Radio, and Mr. Randy Williams. The media was notified of this meeting here.
So,
Go ahead.
so what somebody said, the media wasn't notified?
Well, they said that the media wasn't notified, but I remember Alan, other Seven Times Journal, did call in and remind me that he couldn't make it because he was at home working. Councilman Randolph?
No, that's it.
Okay. Go to Councilwoman number.
I don't particularly want BJ to know that I came to this meeting today.
Yes, ma'am.
He didn't want me to go anywhere.
Okay. So, that
In
was
very
fine.
strong terms, he expressed that.
Okay.
Not anything against y'all, he just didn't want me to go anywhere.
I can understand that, so hopefully we get out of here.
He thinks I'm at risk.
Oh, yeah,
from
it
that.
could be.
Because my autoimmune disorder.
My wife took the same position. I mean, she really did.
Thank goodness he was in the country.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna.
So I didn't have to put my car in neutral and push it out of the garage.
Okay, we'll get out of here pretty quickly then. As you can
Now, he's
see,
in the country.
okay, we'll make sure you get back on very quickly. As you can see, the information that Mr. Rashid passed out, a letter from Rick Howard, to David Sawyer and also Julian McPhillips, stating that Wade, the council president, believe that they have the power to write the check this morning to Ellison, but not only to Ms. Ellison, she had her attorney to draft this. But today, the purpose of this meeting is to go ahead on and move forward with paying the contract workers who've already did the work. Number one, we need to be very careful with the Department of Labor, check with the Department of Labor, that if work has been done, they need to be paid. Not only did I check with, with this correspondence, also I checked with Attorney Seaver, and he checked and he did say that we should move forward with paying these particular employees. I think the employees was Chief Robert Green. Yeah, it was Chief Robert, and I want to make it part of the minutes. It was Chief Robert Green, Lieutenant Brock, Charles Rashid, and Miss Ellison, and I think Councilwoman Thomas. Did what's his name get finished with that?
Yes,
Okay.
we finished.
And Mr. Jerry Woods. Okay. At this time, the chair, we have a motion on the floor that we move forward.
So moved, Mr.
We have a motion on the
Second.
floor by Councilwoman Youngblood, second, Councilman Randolph.
I have a question, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
With this motion to pay for work that has already been done, will this mean that they will be no longer allowed to go further past the date of them being paid? Meaning, and I guess my question is, since the mayor has issued a null and void of all contracts, will this mean an end to their service?
No, sir, because I know, we, like I said, I have some additional information. I got part of the information on yesterday, but we are expecting another piece of the information today. And, I would definitely make sure y'all get a copy, so it would address that issue.
But Mr. President, this would be in direct contrast to what the examiners had stated.
But this is,
With their exceptions of contracts.
no, but this was voted on prior
I
to.
understand. I understand that, Mr. President. I clearly understand that.
Mhm.
But, and I do agree that people need to be paid for work that has already been done.
Yes, sir.
But the question still remains, and should they be allowed to go further with a contract that has been null and void by the mayor?
Okay, hopefully we will have, go ahead,
I was
Councilman.
remiss, and I think this is probably yours to bring up, was it,
No, you go ahead.
what about, do we need to do an ordinance? Is that something that you're gonna bring up at a
Well,
later time?
yes, that's right.
Are
I'm
we
waiting to
not
get that
ready to
information.
talk about that?
No, I'm waiting to get that information,
Okay.
because you know, it's supposed to be a follow-up,
Okay,
and then
Are
it will
you-
address that.
okay, is it?
From this point on.
Is
from-
it premature to tell, does the council know that even the examiner's attorney can you
What?
tell them that? No, you tell them.
No, what I'm saying, it's some more information that we need to follow.
Oh, okay.
The second half before I bring everything in email to the council members, because there's some additional information that, and I don't want to just give you half of it, but come finding out today, there's some additional information, and I will be forwarded to you all to address moving forward as it relates to contracts.
I just want the, I just want the record to reflect that I just want to do what's right.
That's true.
And what's legal.
Yes,
Where
sir.
are you-
More so what's legal than what's right.
Yes, sir.
I know it is right to compensate people for work that has been done in spite of the political differences that has been talked about these contracts. And of course, as long as we got legal opinions,
It's gonna
that we're on
be.
the right road of doing what is within the main frame of the law, then I have no problem.
Yes, sir, and I'll definitely be getting that to you all, to address, moving forward with contracts as it relates to the council. All right? We have a motion on the floor by Councilman, Randolph. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilwoman Youngblood.
Mr. President, since I had mentioned that, it's really kind of not fair, and I probably should have gotten clarity, but, should,
But I think we need to get the ordinance because if it's in.
yeah, but should you go ahead and say that, but with the strict proviso that we not say anything until we get that
We'll put it in
done?
a,
Oh, okay.
In the near future, we might want to send a letter to our city attorney,
Yeah.
telling him,
Yes.
what he said, it's his assumption or whatever he said. What he
it
said?
appeals or
Yeah,
something.
you can't appeal, then you got to know the law. If you don't know.
It seems to appeal.
Yeah, it seems to appear, but if you don't know the law, don't be afraid to tell the mayor that you don't know instead of saying you don't know. Don't take a position on
Be a
this.
memo.
You
Yeah,
know, I learned, I'm not a being a legal assistant, doing legal research, even lawyers, they said don't know the law, but it's a matter of knowing where to find it. So, good lawyers, even one of the best lawyers in the state, best government lawyer, Bobby Siegel, will say, I don't know, I'll have to look it up and get back with you. That's a good lawyer that will tell you that. Even, lawyers will tell you that. And, over the years, I've had a lot of them tell, I've had legal matters myself. And they'll tell you that. So,
Okay?
just
Any
matter of knowing where to find it.
further discussion? Because I think we need to go in and call for the vote, because once we call for the vote, that little poor man out there,
With a smile.
He needs some money.
he needs some money. Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Councilman Randolph, we have a second by Councilwoman Youngblood. Roll call, President Bowie, yes. Councilman Boleen, Councilwoman Youngblood,
Show him the money.
Councilwoman Jackson, Councilwoman Benjamin, Councilman Randolph,
Yes,
Councilman LaShaw.
yes, and let my vote reflect that I'm voting yes,
Yes, sir.
because I had been assured that we're on legal foundations.
Yes, sir.
And that we're moving forward.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Thomas.
Yes, and I would like to say this with my vote, that in the present, if we come to this situation that we have with this contracting on a day-to-day operation, that what has happened to us in the past, that we have it clear that the councils are going by legal documentation of other cities that have been through this situation.
All right. Thank you, Councilwoman Thomas. And also, speaking of contracts, not really a contract, but I guess it's a purchase order for some trees throughout the wards that need to get cut down. And I got to give it to this guy. This guy is doing a great job for us with cutting trees and at a very reasonable rate. And not only is he cutting the trees, the stumps and everything. And I do have a purchase order here, one for, we have it attached, 1,530, and we have another one for 1,930. Not only have he been doing the trees, but also he's been doing the work, the dogs at the animal shelter. And I know it's a bid law to $50,000 that he can do. But I think it would be very important that we cap it off at least about $45,000. Cut it off at $40,000. And that way, once you get up to that amount, then Ms. Wade will let us know. So I'm gonna put a motion on the floor that falls with the contracts, because I know there's several other trees in each ward that need to be cut. Just cap it off at $40,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Councilman LaShaw. Do we have a second?
Second.
Councilman Randolph. Okay. All right, this is for the purchase order and also cap it off at $40,000 for Mr. Frank Middleton. Roll, go.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right, roll call, President Bowie, yes. Councilman Boleen, Councilwoman Youngblood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Councilwoman Jackson, Councilwoman Benjamin, Councilman Randolph,
Yes,
Councilman LaShaw,
yes,
Councilwoman Thomas,
Yes.
and Councilman Michael Johnson. Okay, at this time, Councilman LaShaw, your report.
Yeah.
Your item.
each of us has received the report that was sent to us by the Alabama Department of Public Examiners. To say the very least, it is a very eye-opening report. We talked about on the local talk shows, newspapers. And, the report also comes with some recommendations as to how to clear up some of these, for lack of a better term, deficiencies I think if we all come together after reading and dissecting this report, I think with the help of our treasurer, our clerk, and our attorney, and the council as a whole, which is the committee, I think we can address the concerns by the examiners. And let's put together a package that will ensure that whatever deficiencies that they have outlined, if we're not abiding by the law, will continue in the future to be within scope of what the law maintains. Also, at the same time, we need to revise the I think the 2001 policy that deals with the discretionary.
Yes, sir.
See, we're operating almost on 20 years of documents, and of course, a lot of things can be amiss, and a lot of things can fall through the crack without any criminal intent. Just trying to do the best you can with what you got. I think all in all, we shouldn't get excited about this report. We just need to come together and
Yes,
fix
sir.
it and get it fixed.
Thank you, Councilman Short. And Councilwoman Thomas.
I agree with Councilman LaChaux, but I like to say this about the 2001 discretionary. In the year up to now is 2020, and I can't. I did ask some questions about that because when I first came in, we wasn't aware of this, but I was told that 2001 ordinance has been about the discretionary has been amended during the time of our city attorney.
Okay. Talking about attorney now?
Yes.
Okay, I have to check with
Yes.
because I didn't know that.
And at the last council meeting, I had requested for our new attorney to ask for the amendments since 2001.
Okay, I would ask attorney now because I would definitely ask him. Councilwoman Young.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to share some things, and just some thoughts with my colleagues, about this. Mainly, I'm just getting this off my chest and as it turns out, some of the people that are here today are among really my closest and ones with whom I share similar opinions. But since 2001, there have been amendments. Since 2001, the law has been amended. There have been numerous opinions rendered by the attorneys general that have sat in the office. So for an assistant public examiner to look at a 2001 statute, just the basic naked statute, and give what she thinks and what I unequivocally believe is something that she's regurgitating was told to her mere minutes before, and just what someone else had told her. I think that there's going to wind up being some embarrassment there. And in doing some follow-up, some things that have transpired, and my belief, some other things that will transpire, I think there's going to wind up being some embarrassment on their parts. Some people wind up being taken in. I certainly was taken in. And but anyhow, be that as it may, this getting back to this discretionary law. However, Ms. Broadwater, the person who was putatively in charge of the examination, told us, oh, those were sweet and good things, but they're not legal because they have to be for a public good. Well, that was a slap in my face for her to have said that, even though it may have been Sam's project. because of the many times, this may not have, the particular one she addressed may not have been the one that I had been involved with. But there have been many times that I've been involved in a similar project with Sam's, where he's taken children from public housing. Children who are bordering on a cusp of at-risk activity. They are very vulnerable to gang activity as victim and or offender. And no telling how many children Sam, John Solomon, and other people have disrupted that cycle. If it's just one or two, that's untold lives he's saved. But anyway, to take children over to a ball game and arrange a tour of the campus and talks with athletes, with instructors, and to let them know that they too can be over there. Yes, I think that's the public good. That's not just a sweet thing to do. That impacts the community in larger ways and impacts them for years to come. And that breaks intergenerational cycles. Now, Mr. LaShore, having been in DHR and at the Community Action Agency and having some public housing in your neighborhood, you tell me, am I right or am I wrong? You tell me the truth. Okay.
And that's why also, too, to keep in mind, that's why we formed that educational committee.
Exactly.
That could be extended to cover,
In that vein, Mr. Preston, I'm not through. The little thing that they made, wait a minute, before I leave that, let me tell you what we're talking to. We ain't talking about $50,000 getting a skybox to take friends for a beer bust over there. We're not even talking about tickets for kids. Sam, what are we talking, $100 to take them to somewhere to get some lunch? That's what we're talking, $100 to get some lunch. You know what I told Billy that? He said, I'm gonna get you. He got $100 bill. He said, he went in his little, where he keeps some of his little, not pocket, but where he keeps some of his little petty. He says, take this up there, give it to Sam. You tell him to. I said, Billy, if it comes down to that, I said no, because he's fighting this. I said, we're fighting, but I said, if it does, I will. He said, he's not. It made him so dang mad. But so now, leaving that, the Virgin Islands deal. And you know what? I happened to come across that. That was something that we all gave. And we gave, I think it was a total of $1,100. I was thinking you gave $130, I think. But you went back and gave, because I think you weren't here that night originally. But I think, but that was a child that had been tapped by Auburn to go to a Scholars Bowl. Now let's just go back for a minute. In the 1980s, if y'all remember, like maybe early 80s, maybe late 70s, Selma High School used to have national debate teams come to Selma. Yeah. Let me tell you why I know that. I didn't go to Selma High, but I'll tell you why I know that. Not to mention the fact I graduated from high school in 1975. But the reason I know that is because when I worked in Nashville, Tennessee, this judge up there in court one day said, she knew I was from Selma, she said, you know, I've been meaning to tell you something, Susan. Selma is such a lovely, beautiful place, and they have a wonderful school there. She said, my daughter was on the debate team at McGavock High School, and we went to Selma. They had the national debate team, and she said, told me about what a crackerjack debate team Selma High had, and blah, 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 and all that stuff. And how wonderful it was, and where all they stayed, blah, blah, blah. Can you imagine if the St. James Hotel had been open then and running? But anyway, so she was telling me about that. And then, of course, we had the Dixie track meets here. We had the baseball playoffs. Till this administration just let the facilities out there go to hell in a handbasket. That we, just in recent years, I never remember the facilities being all redone like we did in the bond and all that stuff. But anyway, so now we don't get anything. But the reason I go off on that tangent is because it's by our children being able to participate as scholars and as athletes and things like that, when they have the honor of being tapped and going to things like that, that puts us in the possible running for being able to procure and get in the bidding to be in things here. So I would say that that's for the public good. When Selma has a university of the caliber of Auburn, which incidentally was one of the 10 best college campuses in the United States, to tap a child from Selma to represent us, be an ambassador, and to go internationally to represent us at an international bowl. Yes, I would say that's for the public good. Would any of my colleagues disagree with that? So to say
That's why we formed an education.
right, and education. So to try to spin it as if someone took some sort of luxury vacation to the Bahamas. You know, that's how it came across if you heard the channel Dario 12 News. You know, they're the, anyway, that I did hear it. It made me so mad I almost had a grand mal seizure. But anyway, they, so I just wanted to address that and say, so these things, I think they will work themselves out, and I think that they're gonna find out they'll be embarrassed. And they're making all these, trying to sensationalize these little peanuts things that were for good and public purposes, when they had tried to lay claim. I guess they think we're all a bunch of dumb idiots up here that are just gonna take the blame and let them claim that we sent an unlicensed contractor out to lay a bunch of sod and then a week later go tear it up and lay some more. And blame when they did it, the mayor and his bodyguard did it, Bouncer did it, and then did it again the next week.
Mr. President,
Through Councilman?
Yes, ran over. Thank
Councilman
you.
LaShort, then Councilman Randolph.
you know, if I could speak a little bit about the Department of Public Examiners themselves. I don't know what their intent, what their motives are, I really don't. But I've had a prior experience with that same department. They did a thing that was against the law, a thing that just wasn't right and or fair. An example, in 2008, the same department, the Department of Public Examiners, ran down to the Selma Water Works, unbeknownst to the board, which I was a member of. They did a bogus audit for about 3 to 4 hours, and then they ran to the Selma Times Journal and did a story as though that there was some improprieties going on by current board members that was on the Selma City Council. That report even have people today, some of my colleagues, thinking that there were council folks that took money that they wasn't entitled to. First of all, the Department of Public Examiners had no authority to even audit the water board. The water board is not a public entity. They did not give prior notice, nor did they deal an exit conference on their findings. It was a political motivated move, and it didn't work. It fell flat on its face because the truth of the matter is, people who knew the people that was involved would not subject themselves to that type of criminality. But yet and still they did it. Yet and still there was no public apology. And I'm thinking today that we need, those that was involved needed to demand the Department of Public Examiners to extend an apology for the political motivated witch hunt they did on certain members. It was wrong then and it's wrong now. The people that are there now wasn't a part of the examiner staff then. I think it was only because of the Attorney General, who was Troy King, who in my opinion is a decent and honorable man that would not get involved in local politics. He would not even entertain what their report stated because he knew that it was a political motivated story that was designed to give bogus information for political purposes. So I'm hoping and praying that this same department is not falling prey to the same misgiving that they did back in 2008.
All right, thank you, Councilman LaShaw.
I'm afraid they have.
Councilman Randolph, then we move on.
Yeah, I really thank Susan for speaking on behalf of my trip to Auburn to the football game. But you know, when people try to do things, when the devil try to do things for your bad, always something good come out. Let me share a good story with y'all. Like I said, all the kids that I carried to the Auburn football game were low income kids from different projects, GWC Rangedale and Phil Heights. None of the kids was in my ward. Not one of the kids was from Ward 5. So that was like when the mayor first got in office, right? So that's what, 4 years ago. So one of the kids went with me. His name was Jeremy Wright.
Yeah.
He went to the game with me. He said, Councilman Randolph, I sure thank you for bringing me to this game. I was like, I remember him telling me that. He said, I love this college. I love this college. Guess what? He signed a full scholarship from Selma High to go to
Oh, my
Auburn.
God. That needs to be.
So I just wanted to be able to bless one child, to get one child to say, I want to go to college. I want to be, that's what I want to do. I want to go to Auburn. It don't matter what they did to go to Auburn or whatever.
Other schools was recruiting them.
Yeah, other schools were recruiting. But that one trip that I came to Auburn, sold him on Auburn, because he really liked it, because it was great. But like I said, people try to do things, say things. I appreciate the mayor for turning me in. I do, because it wasn't about that. It's the intent. It's the intent of it. If you know you committed a crime, and you know it, but if you don't know it, it's the intent of the law. And like I said, it was just $100. I paid $100 for my own money, and I just got reimbursed because it was a trip, a mentoring trip with the kids.
Sounds you gentlemen, why don't you talk about blessing? Going back to the water board now.
Mm-hmm.
See, because this is something that's been burning me ever since, because it was down. It was an unmitigated lie that was perpetrated on decent people. The salaries of the benefits of the water board, Sam, even you were attacked, and you even put your salaries on hold because until you got some legal clarification, legal opinion about the legality, and that came down. And what they had to pay you? Almost $5,000. Talk about it now.
They had to pay me almost $10,000.
Almost $10,000. Because what Sam tried to do, because there was so much lies being perpetrated. So Sam, being the decent man that he is, he said, well, let me just put my salary in escrow until there's some legal opinion. And the legal opinion came out.
Yeah.
That you were entitled to it, the water board members were entitled to those benefits, and therefore they had to pay you $10,000. And of course, when there were legislative laws that governed water board, they didn't come down until 2008. That's when the water board adopted what the state mandated. But prior to that, it was mandated by local authorities. Local authorities governed the water board's salaries, which you and I weren't a part of. Years before we even got into politics. But once we got there, then all of a sudden, telling it like it is, people of color began to sit at the table. All of a sudden, these benefits are wrong. And of course, it wasn't wrong then, it wasn't wrong now. But you know what? I'm looking at asking the Department of Public Examiners to go and issue a public apology for what they did back in 2008. Because what they did was criminal.
Don't Councilman Randolph?
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think you need to write an editorial for the paper.
Yeah, I think so too.
Councilwoman.
On behalf of me as a representative for Ward 7, I agree. I told the examiner that I did buy a lawnmower, which we use in our community. cutting grass on city right away. But I wanna say this, they make me, now that where I was given to my area out of my salary to help do things in Ward 7. So I wanna say this, thank you, Mayor. Now you're making me take my money back, my salary that I put into Ward 7 that you're saying that I have no say-so over. I can't use my money to help my ward when they need things and things need to be done. Further on, I'm asking, I'm coming back to the council. If I can't use my salary that I put in to do things to help in our community, I would like to reverse my salary that I had put in there for this year. If you're gonna control, the mayor wants to make a decision on that, which I do a lot in my community to keep my area up with that money, I can take it and put it in another account and do something with it to help our neighborhood keep going.
Mr. President, let me tell you something. I forgot to mention too, when we were over there, and that woman said something about Janie having some, let me tell you something. And I know good and well the things that Janie has had, the anti-violence things and the things that she's had. And I remember Jimmy Nunn said that she could get those things because she had the nonprofit and that she could keep, that it's things to clean up her ward. Let me tell you something. Look, and I've made up my mind, I'll go to a dang jury trial, and so will you.
Oh, I don't mind going because,
No, we're not gonna no, if we'll go to a dang jury trial.
I don't mind going because at the time when you shut down, our community, we have to keep our neighborhood clean. Because public safety and violence and crime is in my area, and we try to work together in our community to save our neighborhood. And I wanted to give. I have always gave in my ward. Before I came a counselor, I would always spend money. So since the mayor has a problem with council giving money into their discretionary to be a part of things that they do in their ward, I've decided to President Boyd, the next council meeting, I would like my money to be reimbursed back to me. That is my salary.
Now, he's got a problem with his sale.
And I could use it to do other things with the people in my ward. That is my salary that I choose to help. And I would like for it to be reimbursed back to me, because if you're gonna control something that I'm doing to help the citizen and selling things that we do in our ward that's open to the public with the children and stuff, I don't want it to be connected to the city. I want it to be connected to me and the constituents and the other children that comes into my ward. I would like to have my funds be reimbursed back. It's come out of my salary.
Okay. Also, speaking on the public good, I'm gonna ask, council members up here, school this out. If we can give $100 from our discretionary fund to Pastor Grayson, because he's feeding kids,
Yes.
who are out of school.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give 100. I'm just asking if we could help him with that endeavor.
That's
I will if we can, but Lord.
I let our attorney draw the contract.
I didn't draw a contract, yeah. I'm asking draw, it's a non-profit, we already have a
I see
contract.
no problem with it.
But I think it's noteworthy, that could be something that we can help, with our kids.
But no, Mr. President, I did speak about us assembly. I think we need to wait until we get past this virus.
Yeah.
We don't know to what extent this virus will play our city. I'm hoping and praying that it's very minimal. It looked like other countries is on the downward trend, and hopefully the trend will continue here in America. This virus thing is serious.
It is.
And I think we need to, and I think, to my understanding, the governor has a 5 o'clock tomorrow, has shut everything down.
Yes.
I mean, the only thing that's gonna be open now is the grocery stores and the pharmacies.
Pharmacy, that's it.
I mean, business as usual has to cease and desist
That's
because
true.
of the viciousness of this coronavirus. So let's just be safe and let's just do what we can to get past this. And once we give them the green light, then we'll come back and do
Yeah, and that's why we're doing that via teleconference, because I still feel that the business of the city and also the people business still need to move forward. But like I said before, we'll have a test run. I will send you how to get in and everything like that. Because basically that's what we're using at the college, Zoom conference. So I'm getting tired of it now. I'd rather be back at work. All this conferences we're doing.
You better enjoy it while you can, better.
Yeah.
Let me ask one question.
Go ahead.
All right, we voted to pay the people that's on the contract, and it take 2 people to sign a check for the city, right?
Mhm.
What if one of the person on the signature would refuse to sign because they scared of the mayor?
She can't do that. She's
Who is it? It's Miss Wade and
and the clerk.
the clerk.
Yeah.
She can't do that.
Shit.
She can't.
But what I'm saying.
Do we have, I guess we can use an alternative, a third?
No, but they had to be bonded.
Bonded, I know.
Yeah.
That'd be bonded and then on the bank.
The bank, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't, what's her name on there? Miss All?
Ms. Lowe,
I mean, who signed it? Is it Miss
Ms.
Wade?
Wade and Ms. Harrison.
That name on it.
I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm just looking at the big picture, because
Kim, Ms. Oliver?
because the mayor, he intimidates folks, and a lot of people in City Hall are so afraid,
Mhm.
and they think that I'm for real,
And-
it's just like, they're afraid, they don't want to go against them, the mayor said.
But let me ask you this, isn't Miss Oliver, can she sign off? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think she can, because
Yeah,
when Ms. Wade was out, she had got on there to sign the check.
so those are 3.
Well, let's just wait and see if we come to that.
Yeah, I was just saying before, because we can't meet again, I just want to throw that out.
Okay, if we can, if it's something that we need to do, as far as with that Zoom, we can go ahead and set it up. But like I said, next week, we're gonna do a test run with it. And not only do I have to do a test run with the council members, I'm gonna make sure WHBB can get tuned in, and also make sure they can get tuned in with it, so we can cover everything. And not only with that, after each meeting, Councilwoman John Dunn Blood, I did mention, I'm gonna give a summary of our meeting, and make sure each council member get it prior to me sending it to the media. So we're gonna send it out to the media, all the media that we've been using, and also, I know, Mr. David has a Facebook account, and like I said, a lot of times I send it out to the media, and I don't have the contact, and also, so that's why I got it from David, and I make sure that you call
Could
my
be for the
contact.
record, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
For the record, what we get in the line. I take some serious issues about me being a council person, and I don't have access to this building.
Oh, we have,
I have to call somebody.
Yeah,
next
we done
meeting.
did that so many
For
times.
the record, Mr. President, whether he
Yeah.
restored or not, put it on record that you requested he restore the council's security code so we have access to our building.
Right.
Now, whether he do it or not, at least you're going on record,
Right.
not asking, but demanding that he give us access to the building.
We
Can we do a
are,
motion? Make a
Let's go ahead and make a
Yeah.
motion, put a motion, put.
so,
We
second,
have a motion on the floor by Councilman
Second.
Short that we, get our code restored, second by Councilwoman Youngblood.
Yeah, I third it.
I would say amendment to it, but I'm not gonna say amendment, but I would love for us to get some keys to this building.
we've been hard.
Listen.
Yeah, I know, but I said.
Let's keep it simple.
That's why I said, I'm not gonna.
Let's keep it simple, let's get the access, if we did that, then we will have access to
But
the
it's,
city doing city business.
yeah, but we have access, but the
Can I
code
say
is no
something?
good today because the door locked.
Can-
So you can't get in to put the code in.
Well, that's because he locked down the whole city hall.
Yeah.
Now, once, if there comes a
See,
time,
he knew it was louder than me, that's why he did
but
it.
if there comes a time when we need the keys, then I think we can move
You
to that.
sneak back. You came to the side.
Well, so it could be.
Somebody saw. Okay.
Councilwoman Thomas.
And another thing too, we talking about, you know, I hear a lot of people talk about the committees. This city has committees and we have meetings. We all were assigned to, we have councils assigned to different committees. We have public safety committee, meeting. We have, public building committee. We have, families and children, committee.
Education.
We have,
Safety, administrative.
yes, we have all this, and they were saying, we do have meetings. When we have public, we open it up to the public. And, it's their choice to come and hear. And we also, we open our meetings up way, when the mayor came in. And we invited the department heads. It's about connected and leadership. If you can't have your way, you can't get like a kid and get mad, because we all are adults, and we try to work according to what we need to do. Just like you just said about the buildings, we have we have talked about this so many times that the clerk, I don't know what it is with the lawyers, the new lawyer we have here. It's something about don't want to give the honor the councils when they discuss about the city property. This building has been cleaned up in a year, totally cleaned up, a year and 6 months. People been laid off a whole year, and prior to count the months up there. If it weren't for Rasheen doing the other things that he does, the ladies' bathroom, the men's bathroom, the rings around the toilets and stuff. And you say, you're the mayor and you over the day-to-day operation. There's a lot of things. There are a lot of the buildings, people pay their money for, and we have people in places that are department head. We have got to get our city buildings back in place, proper shape, cleaned up. People are paying money, but they are out here in the streets talking about our city buildings.
All right, we have a motion on the floor by Councilman LaShaw, second by Councilwoman Youngblood to ask for our security code to be reinstated. Reactivated. All right, President Bowie, yes. Councilman Boleen, Councilwoman Youngblood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jackson, Councilman Benjamin, Councilman Randolph,
Yes?
Councilman LaShaw,
Yes.
Councilwoman Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson. And also, I think we need to go on record too, asking for that $100 for Pastor Grayson to help with the feeding of the kids. I put a motion on the floor that we move forward with $100 from my discretionary fund to help with the feeding project that he's doing daily to help our kids who are out of school. I made the motion second by Youngblood. Roll.
Also, it's straight with the contract to be forthcoming.
Yeah. Roll call, President Bowie, yes. Councilman Boleen, Councilwoman Youngblood,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jackson, Councilwoman Benjamin, Councilman Randolph,
Yes.
Councilman LaShaw,
Yes.
Councilwoman Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Johnson. That exhausts our agenda at this time. Do I have a motion for adjournment? Have a motion for adjournment by Councilman LaShaw. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilwoman Youngblood. Meeting
Jamie,
adjourned.
I emailed Renita,
Meeting
Okay.
adjourned.
and I sent you a copy.
Okay.
Put some, transfer
You
some.
may- okay.
to you.
Okay.
LaShaw?
And I took care, and
LaShaw?
the people are so happy.
Second.
Second. And listen, let me know if that's enough.
Yeah, we took care, it's, that everybody's so happy now.
Good.
Y'all stay for Lord's free.
We need to talk. Okay, the meeting is over now, but I need to talk to you.